The Buffalo Bills have already clinched their division with the AFC East title 2 weeks ago. That is locked in stone. We know this team is going to the playoffs. However, what we have seen from two players in particular on the defense this year is cause for concern, and we need to have a serious conversation about it. What's up, everybody? It is Jon Helmkamp with A to Z Buffalo. In this video, it's time that we have a heart-to-heart. It's time that we have a hard conversation about what's going on with the defensive line, particularly the defensive tackle duo of Ed Oliver and Daquan Jones. These are veteran players that are being paid well, especially Ed Oliver, being paid top money for the position. And to be perfectly blunt, they're not playing up to that standard. The two have combined this year to play 924 snaps at the defensive tackle position. In those snaps, almost 1,000 reps from the defensive tackle spot, Ed Oliver and Daquan Jones have combined for only 19 solo tackles, 23 assisted tackles, only 7 tackles for loss, and they've combined for only 3 sacks on the season. That is simply not good enough, and that reared its head in a big way against the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams' offensive line has been allowing opposing defenses to basically do whatever they want this season. I've seen countless games where Matthew Stafford is running for his life, where there's constant pressure in the pocket, where he's being forced off of his spots, pressure coming from everywhere, whether it's the interior or around the edges. We're not really going to get into the edges in this video, although they didn't show up in that game either. But the defensive tackles in particular, they did nothing. They did nothing in the past game. They got like 0 pressures, I think, combined between the two of them. If they did, it was a minimal impact. And they were constantly getting blown off the spot in the run game. That, to me, is the biggest concern. And Sean McDermott spoke about that after the game, where it all starts with stopping the run. If you can't stop the run, then the pass rushers can't pin their ears back on obvious passing situations. The Rams converted 75% of their third down opportunities in the game against the Bills, which is an absurd number, but that's because a large majority of them were 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Very rarely were they forced into 3rd and long. The defense wasn't able to stand up against the run, allowing the Rams to stay ahead of the sticks and allowing them to do basically whatever they wanted on offense until, in order to stop the run, they had to overcommit more players down into the box, and that opened up more opportunities behind them for the wide receivers. That's how this game against the Rams ended up being such a barn burner, the highest scoring game in the NFL this season. It starts up front, and it starts with the Bills not being able to stop the run, particularly the defensive tackles, not being able to anchor their spots, have gap integrity, take on double teams, free up the linebackers to flow downhill. None of that stuff seemed to be happening on a consistent basis. These two players are veterans that are on contracts through the next few years. We have plenty of time throughout this offseason to start looking at the financials and seeing if the team's going to move on from them. But for right now, this is about a team that has Super Bowl aspirations. If this team cannot stop the run from the interior and cannot generate pressure, it's going to be very hard for this team to reach their goals. This defensive line right now looks like the biggest Achilles heel to the Bills reaching their potential this season. Winning masks a variety of issues, but when you don't win, all of a sudden those issues pop up and deserve a lot of attention, and that's what we're looking at right now. The defensive tackles weren't costing the Bills games in the past, but they did cost them the game against the Rams. Going forward, Buffalo has an incredibly tall task this weekend against a Detroit Lions team that loves to run the ball and run it some more and has a great duo of running backs. And it's going to be up to Ed Oliver and Daquan Jones to step up and start anchoring their spots better on the defensive line. Let me know what you guys think of Ed Oliver and Daquan Jones in the comments down below, and I will catch you guys next time.